Welcome, guys, to day one, your favorite podcast for entrepreneurship, for spirituality. And we're growing as we're growing. You grow with us. Something that I love about watching YouTubers and watching influencers and all that stuff is their growth from basically from nothing into like with the spot that they're at right now. So join us, grow with us. We learn together. We learn with you guys, and we're with my good friend Steven.
Hi
Steven,
guys,
hey bro, how are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Amazing. I feel like it's a new season that's coming. We have this beautiful one of my favorite seasons, dude. November, December, favorite seasons of the year. I love summer. It's just a little too hot sometimes. I'm more like the cold person.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the relationship, I'm like more of the cold person. But but anyways,
Anyways,
so dude, what are we gonna be talking about today?
so today we have a really good topic, and it's about how to grow a network. I think that is something that is like really important if you wanna go far, because if you really wanna grow, you can be doing things by yourself, and also it's good to have someone that you want to tell you like, bro, that's not good. Like, bro, you should go this way, and you can save a lot of time doing that. It's something that I learned with you because I have like a mindset of I can do everything by myself. Like I know I can learn how to do that. I can do everything by myself. I don't need people. But since I get to meet you and like your experience and everything you've been like teaching me about, I can really get to a point where I can save time for things that you already learned and that you share with me. But that's something that were things that if I have to experience it by myself, it's gonna take me longer to get to the point that I want. So I think it's really something fundamental in this journey.
I feel like it's super fundamental. One, mentorship, super fundamental for anything. Uh, because a mentor is like a trainer. A mentor will see your deficiencies and tell you these are your deficiencies, and we could work a plan to fix them. And a trainer will push you. A mentor will push you to your max limit. You get me? This is why I always ask, like, what is it that you want to do, and how far can I push you? You get me? Because not everyone is in the same condition. There is a saying that not everyone is the condition of the lion. You get me? And I love that saying because it shows the reality of the strength of a lion and the capability and the capacity of a lion to hunt. You get me? And not all of the animals are in the same strength level, in the same speed level, in the same capacity to hunt, because lions are very strategical hunters. You get me? So not everyone will be at that level. You get me? And this is why, as a mentor, you really have to ask, like, how far can I push you? Because I will try to push you 100, 110, 120%. You get me? That extra 20%, it's like, okay, you got extra in you. Because it says that we only use around 20 to 30% of our brain power. You get me? But what happened to the rest of like the 70%? You get me? And that has to be like brought out. You get me? It has to be pushed out some way or another. There's some people that really take it by themselves and they do it by themselves, like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? And they learn, they fall, they learn, they fall, they learn, and they move up the ladder. Yeah, but then there's the other people that they're wiser. They're like, wait, I will see how he fails so that I can learn his lessons without me falling. There's two ways you're gonna learn in this entrepreneur journey: is do it yourself or watch people how they do it, take notes, learn from them, and do it better. as the other way. And a lot of people call that wisdom. You get me? So there is that part. But dude, like, it, it's so different when you talk about network. Super different because you have different kinds of people in a network. You get me? And people know people. And something that I love is that they say your network is your net worth. Why? Because if you imagine you had 3 millionaires that you know, those 3 millionaires probably know 4 or 5 multi-millionaires, and those 5 multi-millionaires probably know 1 billionaire. You get me? So you see how that network really goes, and you're like all the way here in the bottom, but by relating with them, doing business with them, if everything goes good, then you probably could move on to the next one, is the multimillionaires. And then you do business with them, everything goes good, then you'll probably be able to do business with a billionaire or something.
I have a question for you. For the people that is starting, like me a couple months ago, what do you recommend for someone that has not a good network, that doesn't have contact with people, like really worth people? How do you recommend them to start in order to get to meet better people? I mean, people that is gonna help them to grow faster.
Honestly, what I would say is just be friendly, you know? Be friendly because sometimes our faces can make a big difference. And our attitude could really make a big difference and serve. That's all. You get me? You gotta be friendly and serve. Because there is no other way that you're gonna do business with millionaires without serving them first. Asking, how can I serve you? You get me? What can I do for you? Because the more that you do for people, the more that you do, the more that you do, they'll remember you. You get me? Because in the psychology of the human, like a human doesn't want to owe anything to another human. You get me? So that works very well, and it has worked for me. You get me? My network of people, there's a couple millionaires in there and multimillionaires. You get me? Where right now, because I did that strategy of serving people, serving, I've been able to do business with the multimillionaire. You get me? And as of right now, we're on that stage of like the first steps of doing business together with his group of people,
Hmm.
which are like also like some other multimillionaires. You get me?
How long would you say that took you to like get to the point that you are right now, to the network that you have right now, like in a timeline?
To the network that I have right now,
Yeah, since
dude,
you
like
start, since day one,
2 years,
2 years.
2 years of just conversations, of just relationship, of just serving people. You get me? Why? Because all I did is like, if you need help, let me know. I could do it for you. And I did various things for the person. You get me? And a lot of the things that I do and I move on is not only connections,
Hmm.
but also financial stuff. You get me? Financial strategies, structures, investigation, investigating the markets. Um, Starting a business from concept to a whole structure of like a big empire. You get me? That's a little bit of like what I do. So when these big guys come to me and they ask for advice or they ask what what they want to get done, and then I do a whole plan for them, which any business analyst or any business advisor will charge you anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 for that kind of work. You get
Hmm.
just for the advice, dude, not even implementing it. And then you go ahead and you implement it too. So it really changes the game. You get me? And people, they're more willing to work with you because you don't ask anything in return. You're willing to serve them. You get me? And everything that you sow, you're gonna reap. It's I was having we were in breakfast with one of my disciples, right? With Lucas,
Hmm.
and super cool that he was like, dude, I want to invite you guys for breakfast. He's Argentinian. He's like to an Argentinian place. The coffee is awesome. The food is awesome.
It was really
I,
good.
I really want to take you guys. So we went, right? And one of the things that I was telling them is the sowing part. Whatever you sow, you will reap, right?
Oh yeah.
The example of the tree and how many fruit and how many seeds the tree has,
So
right?
yeah, I think that's something that you told me, and now I also learned it on church, and is that it depends. Like, lo que tú siembres is what you're gonna get back. So if you do wrong, bad things in your life, don't expect to grow a tree of good things and blessings, because that's not just not gonna happen. And that was something that I had to learn the hard way, because in New York I did something that wasn't too illegal at all,
Yeah,
and then I paid the consequences because I went to jail for some time for some things that I did, and also when I was trying to start doing things right, it was hard because I had a lot of things against me for what I did before. That when you want to change those things, it's hard to do those changes, and it takes time. You have to be like really paciente about it, and like just perseverar and keep going, keep going, keep going. And also for me is that, like, something important that I want to say related to this is that when I was starting on this journey, I thought like I used to think that like a good network is gonna take me somewhere like 5 10 years. But since I get to meet you and like see how you like the way that you do contact with people, how you engage to people, and like I've been really learning a lot about the way that you treat people. And I saw that you can really get to meet really good people, people that you can do business with, people that you can learn from, and it's not maybe as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Of course, it's gonna take you time, and you're gonna have to learn where you should go in like if you're looking to get to met the right people. But it's something that is it's gonna take you time, but it's something possible. It's not gonna take you 10 15 years like I used to think about.
yeah. It should not take you that long. One of the best. This is a tip that I got from one of my cousins. He's a very good networker, awesome networker. And one of the things that he said is networking. It doesn't take long. Depends on how good you are in talking, expressing, and having a relationship with people, right? Because sometimes you don't want to tell them what you're there for. You just want to be their friend, you know? You just want to serve them first. And then the opportunity will come. You tell them what you're about. You get me? That is something that I learned from him. I took it, dude. I applied it, and honestly, it works. And this is why I say that he's like one of the best networkers that I know. He's one of the best networkers that I know. Like he doesn't use it for business, but the guy, he has artists on his network. He has millionaires on his network, and he has like different kinds of people in his network, and that's very powerful. You get me? But one of the things on that I've been able to see is that when you come with the spirit like Jesus did, dude, like you will make a network. You get me? When Jesus would come to the towns, and it says in scripture that he did not come to be served but to serve. You get me? When you come with that spirit of I'm not here to be served, but I'm here to serve you, the doors will open automatically. And that's gonna be your network. And then the other part, that this is an advice that I got from my mother: don't use people. Because we tend to not know the difference between using people and being in constant relationship with them. You get me? Because we feel like, oh, it's because we're growing, and like those saying says, like, oh, if I grow, you're gonna leave people behind and all that stuff. Like, yes, I understand that naturally, because you grow, you will leave people behind, but there's also that part of a relationship. And I'm trying to remember what CEO did this, but he would memorize. I think I think it was Donald Trump, that he would memorize, not memorize, but write down all the birthdays from all his contacts and the last big event on the life of the person. So, for example, if the last big event on the life of the person was his son just had a baby and it's named whatever, he would write it down. So the next time that he would call, he would first relationship, right? Hey, how you doing? Oh, how's your grandson? The name, you would say the name. And then how's this person? How's that person? And how are you doing? And then the reason why I'm calling is because of this new project, or this new tower, or this new real estate, or I'm selling this. You get me? So he would always keep up with his network. You get me? And it says that the dude had like big, huge network of people. And sometimes he would just spend a whole day just calling people, just to let them know that he's there. You get me? And sometimes we're so bad at doing that. We're so bad at just calling people, letting them know that we're there, that we remember. You get me? And then new stuff that would arrive, he would write it down. That new stuff for the next phone call. He already had the new stuff too. You get me? And I know that nowadays we don't do that anymore. Yeah, me, we don't take notes about people. We don't, because we become very like selfish on that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we care about ourselves. We care about our needs. We care about what we could get from people, not what we could do for people. There is a difference. When your mind is always on what we could get from people, then you're never gonna prosper. Yeah, but if your mindset is how can we serve people, then you tend to prosper more than the other kind of mindset, dude.
Yeah.
But it's as an entrepreneur, I feel like you're starting off, just be friendly, keep up on a relationship with the person, and you just serve them.
And I think that's something that is also really important is that you have to like really think about quality over quantity because when I was starting to like getting to meet new people, I was just trying to like make friends everywhere. And yeah, you can get to meet a lot of people, and some of they're gonna like help you improve in some skills. But there's gonna be just people that is gonna pull you to like where you used to be. So you have to really be careful in what people is really worth investing your time of them, not only to like get something out of there or out of them, but also like how can you help him to improve, like you were saying, how can I serve you and how can we grow. Okay, what can we do? Because I think that you can have friends for business, but there's gonna be different friends for going out, and maybe different friends for, I don't know, go to watch a movie. So you have to really know, if we are friends, what can I do with you that I know you're not gonna betray me or you're not gonna just use me or something. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that part is super simple because we learned it from Jesus. Uh, I've said it before. Like I love the Bible and I love Jesus because he really teaches another level of leadership. You get me? And he separates. He is very good at separating his true friends. You get me? The people that would actually give their life for him, and the ones that are outer circle, and then the ones that are super outer circle, or the public. You get me? Why? There is a story in the Bible that it says that Jesus was going to Capernaum, and when he arrived there, there's like multitudes of people. You get me? And because he was doing miracles and all this stuff, and like he had his inner circle, which is his disciples. You get me? But then after like doing miracles and stuff, people were saying like, "We want to follow you." You get me? And what did he do? Like he left and to be by himself, you know? And sometimes it just shows us a reality of that separation. If Jesus only had 12 people that he related with most of the time, and everyone else that would come and try to be a disciple of Jesus, he would condition them. You get me? Okay, you want to be my disciple, you want to be my friend, then how about you give everything that you have to the poor and come follow me? You get me? He would condition them. Why? Because you don't want to have people that don't have the right heart as the first thing. You don't want to have people that only see their benefit. And you don't want to have people that are unwilling to serve others. You get me? And that is the main part. And this is why I love the strategies of Jesus on separating people. You get me? He would really condition people to be able to see their heart and separate them right away. The reliable ones from the non-reliable ones from just the general public. Why? Because you might feel like, oh wow, I have so many friends, but dude, that is just the general public. And the general public, they might not bring value to you because at the end of it, what happened to Jesus with the general public? They scram, crucify him. And what ended up happening is like, dude, they betrayed him, they killed him. Even though he came to serve them, to do miracles, to heal them, to deliver them, at the end of everything, they killed him. You get me? Because we might feel like we have a lot of friends, but those friends aren't friends if they're able to betray you like that. It's just the general public.
And I think that's something really important because when I was in New York, I used to be around to a lot of people, and I used to think like, oh, I know this guy, and I used to tell, oh, like, oh yeah, he's my friend. But once there was a situation or a hard time, or maybe I don't know, I was stuck, and I called like, bro, can you come help me out? They'd be like, nah, bro, I'm busy. I have to do this. I have to do that. But then when I was in a car meet or I was in an event, they come to you like, hey bro, how you doing, how are you, blah 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 blah. So you have to really like be careful with what people you want around you, and like really filter what people do you really think is gonna be worth to be around with, because maybe you can have good friends, but if you really want to improve on your life, like you have to have people around you with the like that similar mindset that you have, because if you want to grow a business, if you want to like have a different lifestyle, you can be surrounded to someone that love comfortable, like a comfortable lifestyle, like don't have to like people that don't want to really give that extra mile, because then at the end you're gonna be ended up like them.
Yep.
So I think that is really good to actually separate, and also when you're building a network, like give back to your network. If you wanna like be with people and like actually grow with them, you can be just telling like, oh bro, let's do business, and just like focus on the business. And if it's not business related, then don't talk to me or I'm busy, because at the end we need to have a relationship with the people that we have around. We have to be like, hey bro, how are you? Like, how really are you? Because that's something that I learned with you, because I used to work with a guy, and we was like doing business good, but we never really had a good relationship. And at the end, when you are doing business with someone, it's gonna that's something that is gonna eventually you're gonna see it, and it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, dude. And you see, people made fun of me because of the way that me and Oscar are. You get me? But we talked, and our relationship, it cost us. You get me? To be in the point that we are right now, the point of trust, the point of I got your back. You get me? Because it was a lot of relationship, and more than the business, it was personal. You get me? It was friendship. It was that part of like the intimacy of like to friends. You get me? And that is something that a lot of business people don't understand. You get me? A lot of business people betray people for money. It's the lowest way of betrayal. You get me? Um, and honestly, one of the things that I always try to do is, for me, doing business with someone is like marriage. You get me? It's like if I'm marrying you. Why? Because I'm depositing trust in you. Why? Because I gotta see you every single day. Why? Because I gotta communicate with you every single day. You get me? So for me to do business with you, like I gotta like be right there. We gotta go out for coffee. I gotta get to know you. I gotta see your heart. I gotta see your mind. You get me? Why? Because that is a way that that I'm able to filter people, and the intentions of people. Yeah, because there's people that will always try to use you just to like go and grow and go to the next level. Just use you like that. But then there's the people that are willing to grow with you. It's different. So because I had the other experience also,
Hmm.
and now I take my time to get to know the person. That they're not only using me as a stepping stool to for their benefit. You get me? Uh, and that is something that it costs. It does cost because you essentially invest in that person with nothing in return. I don't know the first few times that we went out, like you could say it, but a lot of the time was investment. Most of the time was investment, investment in time, investment in knowledge, investment, okay, like coffee shops or this and that. And that's what you're supposed to do. You get me? You need to invest in people. As a leader, I can't demand anything from anyone if I haven't invested in them. You
And
get me?
also, it's like sometimes you're going to invest on people that at the end they are not going to be able to keep going.
Yeah, dude, it's like risk, bro. Like when you invest in the stock market, bro. Like, dude, yeah, you're investing and you could make it big or you could lose it. You get me? It's the same thing with people, bro. Like you really have to learn the art of risk management. And that is something that I've learned. The art of risk management. I learned it in finance and I learned it in people. You get me? Who not to invest in and who to invest in. When to stop investing in people. You get me? Why? Because sometimes people switch, bro.
Really fast, really
People
quick.
switch real quick. The moment that they switch, like for me, that's my okay. I gotta stop investing in people. You get me? So that I could focus my investment in someone else that does wanna continue. You get me? It's the simple part, bro. Jesus didn't invest in 30 people, 40 people, 50 people, 60 people. He invested in 12 people. That's all he did. It took him 3 years to invest in 3 people, in 12 people. You get me?
Hmm.
It says that he chose them. Once he chose them, he would spend almost every single day with them, teaching them. He would go heal people. They saw the miracles. You get me? He empowered them. He led them. He taught them how to be leaders. You get me? He built their character. Essentially, you want to do the same. You get me? Essentially, you want to give what was given to you. Because what is the point if all you do is take, 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 and never give? You get me? There's no point in that.
And you're not really going to get so far.
You're not going to get far. You're going to kill the seed. You get me? Why? Because if you are good soil and there's a seed that's being planted in you and a tree grows, but all you do is I want more seed and I want another seed and I want another seed. what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna suffocate the seeds. You get me? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to suffocate the seed. You want to just allow for the seed to grow. Once there's apples, you want to give those apples away. You get me? Because those apples contain around 6 seeds. You get me? That those seeds are gonna go into soil to make more apples. Basically, your character reproduces in other people. You get me? And that's important that you wanna do. You wanna have that part down, bro. The case in investing with people, and you know this. We had a group of guys. You get me? That were you know uh, doing trying to do like business together. I was leading them to becoming better men, better in business, better in decision, better working and growing financially, right? But what happens is that you can invest where they don't want you. You get me? Because people would always say this, and even Jesus said this. They would put excuse like, "Oh Lord, like I can't follow you because my father just died and I have to go and bury him." What did Jesus say? Let the dead bury the dead. You get me? There's always gonna be the people that give you 1,000 excuses, dude. You get me, dude? Just with the second excuse that they give you, okay, that's fine. You go do yourself. You get me? Let me put my time where the people that do want it.
With someone else that is gonna appreciate.
Exactly. Because you don't want to beg people for, oh yeah, like let me invest in you. Or like, come on, bro. Like you could do, dude. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it, and you just gotta like, okay, move on from it. Let's go to the next one that does want to do it. You get me? Because going to the next one will be faster than trying to push a donkey, you
Hmm.
get me, to walk.
And I think that is something that is really hard to realize when it's someone that you have really that someone that you really appreciate. Because when it's a person, a really close friend that you are like, bro, I wanna grow with this guy. Like I know he has the talents. We could do like a really good team. But sometimes they are just in a different season of his life. And maybe you're gonna be like, bro, let's go do that, let's go do this. And there you're gonna put excuses. So when it's someone really close, because it was something that happened to me, it was like really hard to actually be like, okay, I can't force him to do something because he don't want to, and that's fine. But I can't be waiting for someone until it is his time to actually be in this point, in this
Yeah.
position.
No, and that's not the thing. And even Jesus knew it, and that's why when he sent the disciples two by two to every city around, he said, if they don't welcome you, you know, just wipe your feet and keep going. Because it was simple. It's super simple. Is there's gonna be people that don't want you, bro. You get me? Well, what do you have to do? Wipe your feet and keep going. You get me? And it says that the people that they accept you and the message, they will be blessed. You get me? So it's just the same thing, bro. Don't waste your time on people that don't want you to invest in them. Just keep going to the next one that does want it. If you have diamonds, you get me? This is what I learned about business. Because when we were selling the shares of like Way App, I learned this. When you have gold or diamonds and you go to the street and you're giving them away, you get me? And people say no, you feel so good they said no. Because you know the worth and the value of what you're giving. You get me? So if you're giving gold information, you get me? And they say no, dude, don't feel bad. Feel good that they say no. Because you know that you're giving gold and diamonds and they're being dumb, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to. Oh no, dude. Oh, I thank God. And this happened with like investors that honestly, bro, I was happy when they didn't invest. And I was like, dude, oh my God, I feel so happy they didn't invest. Because honestly, like this thing has a lot of value. And for the price that we were doing it for, it was ridiculous. You get me? But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen that you're gonna have gold, diamonds, that you're gonna have a good business, and people are not gonna see the value, bro. You get me? They're so blind in their situation, they're so blind in their own problems, they're so blind in their own little world, their fantasy, that they miss out on the opportunities. You get me? And most of the people that missed out on the opportunity of way up, that were so in their world, they couldn't see the opportunity. And I love something that Bill Gates said. It relates that there was a reporter, and she was asking like, "Oh, what is the secret to success?" And he took out a check. It's like, write whatever quantity you want. And she said, "No, no, no. I'm not asking for money. I want the secret to success." You get me? And he's like, "Well, write whatever you want." And then she got offended. She's like, "No, I'm like, I really don't want your money. You get me? I just want the tip, the secret." And he said, "You could have become the richest reporter, the richest woman in the world, but you missed the opportunity." And it's that. You get me? He says, the secret to success is not missing the opportunities that life gives you. You get me? You could be so in your head that you will miss good opportunities. You could be so in thinking about the debts, the things that you have to pay, the this and that. Dude, debts will not go anywhere. Debts will always be with you. You get me? Opportunities, they go and they don't come back. Debt, bro, it's like a millionaire guy told us. It was funny. It's like, bro, like the problems, I go to sleep and the problem's still there. I wake up, the problem's still gonna be there. Why am I gonna be stressing about the problem if it's still gonna be there? I focus on the opportunities. You get me? It's the same thing, bro. Like there's so many people that live on their problems that they miss everything good that came their way. You get me? And that's part of the network too, bro. Like, dude, your network will give you opportunities.
Will open a lot of doors.
And because you're like so like, oh no, it's cause I have to do, it's cause my opportunities in here. Bro, like there's a whole freaking thing of opportunities that your network's like, so what is he looking at? Like, is he dumb or something? He's just like looking inside of there. Bro, like look over here. I have like a whole one like full of good stuff over here. Yeah, it's like, oh no, but I'm waiting for this one. Dude, those are the people that missed most of the things. Bro, like honestly, the Lord gave me favor, gave me grace, wisdom. And one of the things that I've noticed that He also gave me was an eye for opportunities. You get me? I tend to not miss opportunities. And I'm 27 years old. I don't want to talk too much like about like what I've built and stuff like that. But I'm 27 years old, and I consider that probably pretty far for a 27-year-old. You get me? But it's because of that. There's opportunities, I didn't miss them. I took them. I saw them. I took them. You get me?
And that's good because sometimes we have around people that they don't know their worth, and maybe people that have a lot of like network and they don't even know. Like for example, Felipe, I know he was a really good speaker in Colombia, and we could have done a lot of things, but he didn't know that he has a good network, and we did, and also I never thought about him like, oh, maybe he can help me to connect with other people that may help me to go to get to the point that I want. But because I just saw him as a friend, like, oh yeah, he likes to talk. He's a really good speaker. He knows a lot of people. But sometimes you have to really think about people like, okay, I have this friend. He's a really good speaker. He has good speaking skills. Maybe he knows another person that can help me, and have a good relationship. When you can have like, bro, do you know someone, or like actually like see the value of people that you have around you. Even your mom, your grandpa, your grandma. Sometimes it's really good to actually taking the time to see how the people that you have around, how you can help them to realize that they can do a lot of things too.
Yeah, you see, it's funny because the business that we're building, dude, the network marketing business, uh, they don't have to be great salesmen to sell. They just have to know people and tell their testimonies. That's all they have to do in order to sell. You get me? And then those people tell their testimonies and they do the same thing. It just replicates. It's the beautiful part about network marketing. You get me? Because it's not about being great. It's not about being this super good talker and salesman. No, it's about the simplicity of speaking, the network that you have, the people that you have around, and how you relate with them. You get me? It's not like us, bro. Like, dude, they say like, oh, we have a great CEO or we have this and that. Dude, I don't see myself like this great CEO that they say that I am. But the thing is that it's harder for me to make connections with like normal people than a normal person to make connections with a normal person. You get me? Why? Because my brain is always thinking at 1,000 minutes per second. You get me? I'm talking about structures. I'm thinking about financials, financial structures, and risk managements, and um, thinking
Cryptocurrency.
about cryptocurrencies and the stock market, and I'm thinking about like processes and procedures and how to train people through procedures and how to automate businesses. So I'm thinking about like all these other things that it's not relatable for normal people. You get me? But normal people, they're able to talk about, oh, el show ese, la novela.
Yeah.
You get me? Con su cafecito and su pancito. You get me? And have good, relatable conversations. Sometimes your network, like you said, might not be this great super millionaires. Might be like those friends that have talents. But the thing is, how can you have those talents put together to make something bigger? You get me? Because like not all people start like us, bro. Like it just I feel like what sets me apart from other people is just I just don't know how to quit, bro. You get me? Like, dude, when it might be compulsive, but dude, when I just go into something, I go into something, and I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't do anything else, but I just try to solve that. I could go hours, I could go days until I solve it. And if I don't solve it, like bro, I just think about it. I think about it. I go walk and think about it, think about it, think about it until I solve it. You get me? And maybe I might be compulsive or something, but that's one of the things that I feel like it sets me apart from everyone else. You get me? That I think on how to solve problems as fast as possible, and other people might just be thinking of like the TV
The
show that
latest
they're
novela or
watching.
something.
You get me? And I feel like if you want to be a great CEO or an entrepreneur, like your brain has to be outside of the box, outside of the jail the current world has put it in.
And I think that's something that happens once you start to like changing your mindset. Because before I used to be worried about the latest BMW, the latest PS4, PS5. But once I start to change the people that I hang out with, once I start to see what the world's like, everything that you can do, like so many opportunities, so many things that you could be doing instead of being playing video games the whole day or just doing things like working the whole day. Like, yeah, it's good to work, but once you start to see how many things you could be doing in order to get money and stop working for money, but actually like recovering your freedom, like and actually like being doing something that you want. And I think that's like something that I've been like really thinking lately, because yeah, I could be doing like I could be working on a place like I don't know, like 20-hour shift, 14, 16-hour shift, and be making really really good money. But at the end I'm just working for money. And right now I'm 25, 24 years old, and I have good health, but eventually I'm not gonna have good health. And the more money I make, the more money I usually tend to spend. So at the end I'm not really gonna it's not gonna be something that's gonna last for long, and I don't wanna be 35, 40 years and still working 12 hours shift just to make money and actually being able to sustain my expenses. So once you start to releasing a lot of things and seeing that okay, I can be doing the same thing, I have to do something different, then you start to worrying about new things, about how can I do something to make more money even when I'm sleeping. And you don't have time to be thinking back on those, oh, what is the latest console that is gonna come, the latest Xbox or the best computer, because then you start to relate that those are gonna be things that once the PS5 comes, then it's gonna come a PS6 and the PS7, and it's just gonna be things are gonna keep coming, but you're not gonna have money the whole life. Instead, you do something for it. So I think that is something really important, and also build your network is something that is gonna really take you far, and it's something that we should be really focused on, especially if you want to do business. And I think that's everything for today.
That is it for today. Next week, uh, I feel like we gotta touch the basis of like finances. You know what I mean? Because one thing is to build your network, and another thing is to build your net worth. Two different things. So I feel like a good episode would be just talking financial stuff, different strategies, and just basic stuff for our people out there to really understand, you know.
And also show them that there is more in life than just being worried about things that are not really worth your time.
And remember, if you're always thinking about money, then you're probably slave to money.
Mhm.
Remember that part. And also, this could either be your one day, yeah, one day I'll start saving. Yeah, one day I'll invest. Yeah, one day I'll take that opportunity that they offer me. Or it could be your day one. So stay tuned, subscribe, follow us, and let's grow together.
Thank you guys. See you in the next episode.